Cool. Alrighty then. Get that test in the chat real quick. All right, so I can see the chat. This is good. Just want to share this. Testing right back. Thank you, sir. Putting up BG music just a little bit. All right, I'm gonna share this in a couple of places. I think we should be good. Yar. Good. Good. Yeah, let me share this real quick. And then after that, we can get into whatever topics. Pro play pirates. I mean, look, that's what I'm trying to do. Maybe I'm still trying to hear back. But I mean, that should just be a matter of time. The people that make all the shots are a little busy, so just a little busy. Shareable link. All right, let me spread this like the plague real quick. Share that there. Where else should I share this? What other group should I share this in? If you guys have friends who might want to chill, just let them know. And the last place I'm going to do this is the group, and then we can start. With the people in here, you guys can just start loading up any sort of questions you guys want. And then maybe once we ramp up to a little bit more people in chat, that's when we can go into, you know, the meta, what's going on, what's not. So I do have to say, while I'm setting all this up, how are you guys doing? Am I going to Philly? That's actually what I'm working on right now. Do I stream on Twitch anymore? Yeah, I'll answer them in order. I do not currently, because I don't want to split my revenue streams. Like right now, my following on Twitch is kind of weird. Unless I start streaming games, then that kind of gets a little hairy. Like if I start streaming video games again, I'm definitely gonna be on Twitch. But I need to kind of get into a better space. Like I'm working on getting a remote job so that I can just be at home more, and then I'll start be able to looking and seeing if I can do stuff like that. Let's see. Am I going to Philly? Like, yeah. I'm working out the lodging right now, but we got transit down. But I'm definitely going to Philly, so I'm very, very, very excited. Let's see. So, next one. How am I? Oh, actually, sorry. How do you think of the content you post? My job is very boring. Very, 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 very boring. So because of that, I have a lot of time. once I finish my work for the day, it's pretty much just like people coming in on a random basis. If clients want to look at stuff, contractors want to work out stuff, just people have questions. So I have a lot of time to sit and think. And really, there's for the most part a couple ways that I think up of content. First, if there are questions that I see going around the public a lot and I want to get in on that myself, like I don't see a lot of people giving what I think to be kind of correct answers, I okay, we're gonna hold up right there. I just saw something I gotta address soon. But no, I mean, if I have a topic that I think a lot of people are asking about, but I'm not seeing a lot of good answers about, I'll make a video for it. If I have a topic that I feel really strongly about, like color identity or shifts in power, I will just come in and do that. Then the rest of it is just kind of like what's hot, because being a content creator, you do have to kind of follow the trends, and that's a huge part of this. There's gonna be some stuff I circle around to just because some of them are gonna take a little longer. One, I'm doing well. I'm a little tired. I just had 7 days straight of work, but now I am chilling here and doing much better. I'm very excited to actually just have a day off, and then I go back in tomorrow, so that kind of sucks. But I have Wednesday off, so the content is kind of wild. Now, when it comes to father telling daddy that he could not make his own live stream, or that we need to first be reminded that it was not daddy who decided to do this mutual split, it was father. And we are still here for you, all right? Don't get it twisted. You have 2 Christmases now, all right? You got 2 birthday parties now. Sometimes even 1, if, daddy and father make up and, are just really nice to each other the week, 2 weeks before. And at any time, the spirit can just hop in and be like, hey, bro, like, you trying to go live on Monday night? And I am down, because honestly, I love that podcast. I was so sad. Like, once that happened, I was like, man, Super Combo Podcast is on indefinite hiatus. Like, all right, Aspira, if you were listening now, you huntered Super Combo Podcast, all right? So, that hurts. I will be waiting for when it comes back. But until then, I decided to just do something on Monday nights to fill in the void that father made when he left me. Next, were some of the decks from 2 weeks ago a fluke? The past week looks a lot different for Top Cut. I am not going to say it was a fluke, and I'm not trying to take away anything from anybody that topped in Texas, but Texas was kind of a very small event. Not saying these other ones weren't small-ish events, but Texas was a little small, and it was the first tournament of a format, and that's going to do very weird things to a tournament branch out. You're going to have people that get taken off guard because they don't know what an archetype does. You're going to have people literally just playing what they want to play because they know it's a small event. There's a lot of weird things that are going to happen at the beginning of a format at a small event. Let's see. Thank you, Chris Vasquez, for saying I'm hot. You too, Flapper. Oh, wait a second. A donation through Super Chat. Thank you, Chris. Thank you for that. Little dinosaur popping up. That was really loud in my headphones, so I was almost like shocked. Like, I thought I was about to jump. And then, you'll think I will do well on live streams while we're on hiatus. I think so too. I'm a little bit confident. I'm honestly just a little bit confident. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to move though. Thank you, Flapper. I do feel hot right now. Origins of Wednesday Regional was 28 people. You can go 50% and get your info. Hold up. My input's very low. Okay, give me one moment. All right, input is higher now. Input is definitely higher now. If it's too loud, let me know. Oh my gosh, okay. I mean, 50% and still getting your invite sounds really wild. Like, I don't want to think about it that way, but it makes me feel like, yikers. Like, that means that every other round, you could just go and spend the entire round in in the bathroom. And then you can just come out on your next round and you can still get a top provided that you won all of those. Okay, super chat. Once again, thank you, Flapper. He says you're hot. Thank you again. This is gonna be the thing. Apparently, this is now an OnlyFans live stream. There are just tips with "you're hot" next to them. I dig that. I can dig that. You're guys are gonna get me started like just mad in the gym. It's just that I can get enough dollars and then just start like taking off shirts. You'll see me wearing tank tops. We'll flex the trapezius muscles. Yeah, that's gonna be what's going down if I keep getting these "you're hot" super chats. Fair, I saw a lot of random kind of decks this week. Seems established. I mean, yeah, that's just going to be how the beginning of the format works, I think. What is the best red unison, and why is it common unison? Well. But for real, baby unison is actually really good. I mean, it has built-in protection, which 3-drop unison should have in some way, shape, or form. Whether you are negging your opponent's cards to make sure they can't swing at you, or protecting yourself through damage, it really should be what's there. You know, you should actually be able to just stop your 3-drop investment unison from getting blown off the map. And then it is going to be able to remove cards from the battlefield while drawing cards. It's just a really solid unison, and a lot of people felt like it was good from the jump. Next. Yeah, we fixed the output. I just made sure I went around that as soon as I saw the message. That's what she said. That doesn't make you base though, just L cringe. Are you talking about anything on the stream, or are you talking about Origins? I have to know. Jake Allen, what would you be doing for 70 minutes in the bathroom every other round? Apparently getting your invited Origins. Like, I don't know. But no, once again, as many jokes as we'll make, I don't want to take anything away from the people that showed up, competed, and did well. It just was it was an interesting layout considering the attendance and how you can get a top. Shower before work time? Yes. Send noodles. You have my info. Send noodles. Vasquez. Ooga booga. Hold up. I don't even know what that means. Let's see. Best black deck out of the ones from your video. Honestly, if you ask me what the best black deck was right now, I would say we still need a little bit more time for testing, but Gogeta Zeno didn't necessarily lose its ability to win. You could still really lean into Pycon or Scions and just start playing, not Scions because Scions normal, sorry, Pycons and start playing 1-drops. You can lean into the 1-drops a whole lot. So yeah, Gogeta Zeno definitely has a presence. The format has slowed down, and this kind of gives Dark Broly a very, 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 very real chance of sliding back into some top cuts. But I think a lot of people got put on blast this weekend when they saw KP up at tables again. There's a lot of things. Oh, okay, I see you. That hints the shorty. I got you. Okay, we'll get back to that. Yeah, you give people a whole lot of chances to play slightly slower decks, but only time will tell to see if Dark Broly is going to be able to be played. I think Dark Broly right now takes a whole lot of good sequencing, but it's got a whole lot of tools too. So I think that's a huge thing. That's a huge thing. Past Debro and Gogeta Zeno, I think Trunks is like, to be honest, if you're a Saiyan Black leader, you have legs in this format. It almost doesn't matter who you are. Like Trunks, Zeno, Vegex could probably still put in some work as long as you are a Black Saiyan leader. Like, you have legs. You get bored hiding in the bathroom for that long? Dude, sometimes I get bored playing in certain formats, Jake. So, yeah, hiding in the bathroom for 60 minutes at a time, whatever. Maybe I'll just go get lunch somewhere. But apparently this is the move. Nice to see Quar's alter ego, Shorty 400. I dig it. I really dig it. Oh god, not Debro. I still have PTSD. Well, sometimes it be like that. Like, sometimes it really just be like that. Yitties. What does Yitties do? Bro, if you come down and slap some cooler on the table, I don't know how we filmed that because my room is an absolute mess. Maybe we don't film it. Maybe we just play Cooler versus Gamma, and people just have to understand what we're doing from what we're talking about doing. I too would hide rather than play against Hatch. If you could tell me that I play Hatch one time a tournament, but I could hide in the bathroom and still get my top, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I will forego a potentially flawless record to just not play Hatch. I'm not sure. That kind of scares me. Flapper descending from the top floor to the bottom floor just to slap Cooler down kind of does scare me. But again, you can't slap Cooler down the table if there's no space to play on the table. You'd be prone to damage your cards, and I don't think you want that. So, you know, we're about... How far are we into the stream? How long have we been in the stream? Oh gosh, I hear movement upstairs. Yo guys, this is actually a serious threat simply because, like, if you guys don't know, Flapper and I live in the same house. So this is terrorist activity. Like, I hear the thumping and I'm not sure if that's the pupper upstairs or if that's Flapper coming to make good on his promise. Let's see. Whew. Another way to say lit or litties. Okay, I got you. Understood. So let's see these things. What if I took Hatch to an event? Absolutely not. You will never catch me taking Hatch to my... No. You will never see me do that. I would rather get punched in the dick than just bring Hatch to a tournament. I'm serious. I have a thing against I'm not gonna say against gimmicks because this game is making waves when it comes to gimmicks actually being good, but I just don't like gimmicks that stop your opponent from playing the game. You can have gimmicks like untap, you could have gimmicks like free bodies, things like that, and sometimes those can get out of hand. But a gimmick that literally tells your opponent that they cannot play the game by normal means is just kind of like real cringe to me. Let's see. Only real bros play Hatch. Maybe Baby Hatch act like the SCR, but like I don't know about that deck. Why does Bandai always give Cooler that it ain't gonna suck itself? Because he has it ain't gonna suck itself energy. Like, look, that's it, man. That's it. That is why. Like, Cooler has them wide shoulders, that shoulder length foot stance. If there is anybody that has that sort of energy, it's most certainly Cooler. Also, thoughts on Goku Black Wish getting second. Okay, so I have when Realm of the Gods was being, you know, spoiled, Amani, Nick, and I tend to test them more than I, of course, but like we tend to test a bunch of stuff. And Amani instantly latched onto Goku Black because Amani likes decks with high amounts of skill cap and interaction. If the deck is almost brain dead, you will very rarely catch him playing it because that's just how he is as a player. So he instantly kind of picked up that deck and it was really fun for him. But we were finding that at the beginning of a format, it is very, very weird to play a deck like Goku Black because it draws and filters a whole lot. But with the format being so wide open, you need a base of what the meta is going to look like in order to actually go through and put the proper text in. You could draw all day, but if none of your cards are relevant threats to the meta, what's the point? So we kind of decided that that was kind of a weird play to bring into lots of tournaments at the beginning of a format. And then I don't think any of us have been back to it. But when it comes to Goku Black Wish getting second, what the first and foremost thing you have to understand is that it was piloted by Jordan, our first Dragon Ball Super National Champion. He came on third place in the third national championship. Jordan is an absolute monster. He is extremely, extremely sharp, analytical with the game state. Like, I don't know what else I can say. He takes things and he he takes things and he makes them better than what most people think they are. Like, remember when we were playing Cell Surge, or people were playing Cell Surge, and he literally thought, well, people were thinking that Icarus was drawing too much for Cell Surge. Like, people were like, Icarus's Cell Surge is not good matchup because Icarus will keep drawing. And Jordan was like, dude, I will eat up Icarus matches all day. And he ate Icarus matches all day, and it got him all the way to 3rd place before he was beaten by Android 16, because Android 16 plays from your energy resource instead of your hand. So it was like a natural counter. So, yeah, I think Goku Black has legs. It filters. You're always finding your answers. You have the ability to lock down your opponent's energy. But I think that it takes a very, very strong pilot to do so, and it takes extreme depth and format knowledge. So you need to be playing the game like hell, and you also need to have those chops as a player. And Jordan has both of those. So shout outs to Jordan. He is the homie. I want him on the channel again soon. But he's on Team Cross Worlds, so he used to be on the channel every now and then. Now I gotta figure out if it's good. Invader's Vow is low-key busted. This ain't it. This ain't it. Let me see if I can pull up this card. Because I literally do not feel like Invader's Vow is busted. Da, da, da. Just to let you guys know, I'm feeling pretty confident right now, but I've never just added on a source image to my stream before. I've always been a little too afraid that I'd mess up my setup, but I think we're good now. I think I have the confidence to do so. All right, that's huge, but all right. Now, this is here. Let's look at this card, and let's discuss this. Invader's Vow. Ultimate activate battle. If your leader card is green or a Frieza clan, and your opponent has 3 or more energy, your opponent discards 2 cards from their hand. Choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of less than equal to the number of Unison cards and Frieza clan cards in all leader areas, energy areas, battle areas, Unison areas, and warps and KOs it, you know, stuff like that. Then remove this card from the game. Cool. So, here's hey Zuzzy. So here's the thing, okay? Here is the thing. We are currently looking at Prison Frieza, looking at Invader's Vow. When it comes to building decks, right? I believe that a deck should, when there's redundancy, right? When there is redundancy in the themes of a deck, the redundancy should push a deck over from good or great to broken. Like, for real, if you want a card that does that, like, what's a good example? I'm trying to think of what's a good example. I need a good example. There's got to be a good example. Trying to. Don't worry. I'll get here. I'll get here. All right. Look at Red Broly, right? In the terms of hand destruction, aggro is at some form hand destruction, right? Because you will punch your opponent. They'll start losing both. They'll start gaining hand because of your life, but Broly has crits. I kind of negate some of that. But at a certain point, when they're at 4 or 3, they're going to start expending cards to make sure that they can no longer die. So at that point, aggro switches over to being hand destruction, simply because every time you turn a card sideways, they are countering or they're comboing out of it, because you have them at a life total where they cannot afford not to. On top of that, Red Broly was able to build on top of that hand destruction with hand destruction by effect. And so now, not only are you ripping cards out of your opponent's hand through effect, you're pushing cards out of their hand through aggro, and that puts them in a position where hand destruction on hand destruction is causing it to be borderline. Actually, it wasn't even borderline, it was just toxic. Now, when it comes to a card like Invader's Vow, discard 2, and not only is it discard 2, your opponent chooses. I don't ever want my opponent to choose which cards they're discarding on a freaking secret rare. It has the ability ultimate, the keyword ultimate. I can only run one in my deck. I need to be able to pluck those 2 cards at random, not my opponent. But past that, my opponent is going to discard 2 cards, and then they are going to get a card warped. Sorry, KO'd. Green, by nature, discards and KOs. Just look at the cooler deck that we're getting this set. That we got this set. Charismatic Frieza destroys. Salza destroys. Cooler rips. The Galactic Dynasty Frieza Unison rips. You can put in Ribrianne to your deck if you want. Rips. Cells Quimera rips. If you want. Champa destroys. Rips. You have so many cards that KO and rip. Why are you using your ultimate slot to do the same thing? And it's not even like it's detrimental. Like, it's if it was like, yo, kill 2 cards and drop 3 from your opponent's hand, I'd be like, wow, that's a secret rare. But on top of this, it doesn't even lend a body to you. Think about that part. The extra deck secret rares or extra card secret rares are definitely interesting because they don't add bodies. You can drop a hatch and it stops you from dying, and it's also a body. You play Vegeta and it does all of its things, but before you remove it from the game to blow up everything, it's a body. All these things add a value on top of their effects. These extra card SCRs don't even do that. So that in itself is just a little weird. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of causes issues. Then when so yeah, I try to find secret rares that do something that my deck doesn't actually do, like SSB Vegeta does for most red decks in the game. Now you guys are talking about Prison. Shorty 400 was talking about Magic, but most of the people in this chat don't know Magic. So I get what you're saying. I'm not sure if other people do, but Prison in Dragon Ball Super is a deck that pretty much just only uses extra cards for the most part, and thick red Frieza cards. That's cool. All in all, Prison doesn't really have a good win con. You're not wrong. SS4 Broly definitely does do some justice, but there are a lot of times where you are stuck stunning your opponent without a way to finish them off, and I don't think that works. But this format is a little slower. So if you want to experiment with Red Frieza, maybe you can. Maybe you can. Let's see. 1 mana Ribrianne in the battle phase. Wish it was an SER, or wish it was an SR. If this card was an SR, I'm gonna slightly disagree with you. Only because if this card was an SR, it might be too strong. 1 energy, discard 2 Warper card is too strong for an SR. I think it is. I really think it's a little too strong for an SR. But as an SCR, I think it's too weak. So I don't know where this is supposed to land. Discard one, KO one, I think could be okay for an SR. If it had all the same stipulations. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. We just said that. Yeah, we're on the same lines. We're on the same lines. Great card if it was an SR. No way I'm using an SCR slot for it. I agree. You mean a card does something your deck doesn't do? No, I meant what I said, bro. There was different parts to that. Red Broly was fine. Didn't need an errata. Jake, you're smoking that C and B, bro. You are smoking that C and B. If you thought that Red Broly did not need any sort of errata. Let's see. You ignore barrier. Vasquez, you do ignore barrier. You ignore the barriers of my heart. I had an ice box where my heart used to be, and you warmed it up into a puddle of my tears. Because I had to feel. I started crying. Let's see. Vermilion Sands is an amazing looking SER. It really is. And it has Gohan on it, so that's automatically a plus. Nami. Vasquez, yeah, you do play Magic. Shorty does play Magic. Welcome to the party, Rising Phoenix Odyssey. I am happy to have you here. And yeah, we were talking about Val. In a moment, I am going to... we're going to look at the Top Cut Origins in order to talk about the top list. So I'm going to be bringing those up. I'm sorry for not having that prepared. I am the stupids. So, let's see. Did I talk about Texas? I meant to say Origins. It was Origins Wednesday, but to be completely real, even if Origins Wednesday only had that many people in it, I don't think the results would have changed much because Jordan is an absolute monster, and he was probably winning that regardless. I mean, and also shout outs to Reitz. Like, literally, shout out to Russell. Russell dominated that event. Like, dominated all 3 events. That's actually disgusting. Like, let's not pretend that was not disgusting in all ways, shapes, and form. So, let's actually... I've almost got everything pulled up so we can talk about it. Multiple things. God of Air tournament's kind of funny, actually. I guess that's it. I guess that's it. All right. Thank you. Thank you for the $3 donation. Pair character stretching his forearm, raising his thumb up. Wait, what is this? Was this an emoji? That came up so weird. Oh, okay. Hey, yo. That was really weird. In the chat, look at how it says in the chat. It's a pair character stretching his arm forward, raising his thumb up. That was very, very, very strange. All right, let me get back up because I almost missed some things in the chat. So, where does Blue stand, right? Where does Blue stand now? I played against Gamma 1 and 2 quite a bit and some other Blue Big Boy Cell card. I feel the deck just falls apart. So Mr. Ultimate Victory. Hey, thanks for describing the Derpy Dumb. Thank you. I think that outside of, like, I don't want to deliver the spice, right? But I have been testing almost exclusively with Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. I love the deck, and I think the deck does a bit more than what people think. A lot of people are thinking that it can only play in the late game. Some people are taking Paladino, like, his words as saying that the deck only kind of functions as a early game kind of aggro. I am here to tell you that Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 is tempo, and tempos are my favorite decks. If you guys have ever like paid attention to some of the decks I like to play, I like a deck that can Gamma with the NF Blamma. Yes, I like decks that can lean into aggression early on, but then turn a switch and flip over to their mid-range, but also have a fairly decent, late game too. Gamma can be incredibly aggressive, but also has a very strong end game. And I want to say more about that, but I still want to go to Philly and top with Gamma. I want to top with Gamma, and I want my list to be clean. So Ultimate Victory, just keep an eye out. Next, Vermilion Sands also gives you a bean for the turn. It can play bodies. Heroine's Lineage can also give you a body. You can steal games. In my opinion, best 2 extra SERs. Yes, by far they are the best 2 extra SERs because we don't actually have a lot of them. And the ones we do have outside of those are kind of poo-poo. But no, that statement holds true. They are the best extra SERs. Let's see. Now I'm getting caught up. Okay, Card Games TV, the legendary man himself. Meme within the memes. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Let's see. Ultimate Victory, the fact that you can't play God Ceilings and the other floodgates for blue makes it lackluster. Well, nobody's really playing Heroic Prospects anymore. God Ceiling is a bit of a hit. But what this deck does have, it has Android 18 Let the Battle Begin, which is 4 or less. And that's actually a really, really strong card. You also have your own form of Topo, which is a very strong floodgate. And you can still use Hatch. But because you are untapping 3, you have access to Sensu Bean. And you have access to things like the new super combo that untaps. You are able to have a very, very strong combo phase. And a lot of people don't understand. Like, it's why I like playing Gohan for so long. A lot of the decks nowadays don't combo. They just literally do not combo. They don't combo efficiently. They don't combo well. They combo up to 35 once, and it takes either super combos or like most of their hand. So when you have a deck that can consistently go up to 25 and 30 effortlessly, you have a deck that has legs that lots of other decks do not receive. Let's see. But no, Ultimate Victory, if you'd like to message me in the Discord, I would gladly go over the deck with you. I am really loving it. Thank you, Ultimate Victory, for the donations through Super Chat. I'm going to say right here, and you guys can clip it, do whatever you need. I guess clip more of a Twitch thing. Thank you guys for the donations, because I am definitely like a. I'm not gonna say I'm broke. I'm functionally broke. I'm doing my things. I'm working, but bills are bills. But I am very, very. This doesn't need to happen. I'm grateful for every one of these, but I don't want it to seem like I'm sitting here like, hey, donate. But thank you very, very much. It means it means a lot to me. It definitely means a lot to me. Let's see. Don't need to God Seal when every boss monster has deflect. That is true. A lot of cards be having deflect. And you play against Cooler, and what are you God Sealing? Like, legitimately, they are dropping Golden Frieza, double cheeked up on a Sunday, Golden Frieza Unison to clap your cheeks. A lot of the... If you guys have noticed, and I can talk about a lot of stuff when it comes to just the new boss cards, right? But Bandai is kind of moving in a way where the boss cards are meant to be here for a good time, not a long time. If you notice, most boss cards have deflect, but they have no barrier, they have no protection built into the card. They're supposed to hit the ground, they're supposed to get it in for one turn, and if it survives past that turn, that's almost on your opponent. Because at this point, most decks have a way to remove things that are cheated out. Most decks, every deck has access to Realm of the Gods. So God Sealing is losing a little bit of its luster because every meaningful card nowadays has deflect. You just have to remove them after they hit the board. Let's see. We are looking at new Soul Striker. I think Gamma kind of is the new Soul Striker, but it's not like that, because Gamma untaps like Soul Striker, but it doesn't untap proactively. It untaps at the end of a turn, meaning it's defensive energy, not offensive energy. Whereas, you know, it is what it is. But at the same time, we are looking at Gamma not being able to just shove any single card into your deck. We are not able to just shove cards into your deck. Thank you, Shorty400. You need to calm down. You need to calm down. You need to calm down. Thank you, but please. I was about to say, yeah, like, when it comes to Soul Striker, you could shove any blue card in Soul Striker, and it was just better than blue cards in other decks. Gamma is still very restricted. So, like, I get it, but I don't get it. Just win versus your opponent by beer. He has been topping. He does know just about winning against your opponent. Did you say Hatchiak for the win? I'm not gonna ban you, but, like, did you just say... Alright, we gotta stop this. We gotta stop. Now I'm gonna put Hatchiak on the board. Hold up. I want you guys to look into the eyes of this asinine leader card and tell me, does it deserve any sort of love? Alright. And Shorty, you don't play this game, but look at this. You can only swing, so the person playing this deck can only play black battle cards. Black creatures. But when a black creature attacks, the player who attacked cannot attack with tokens or creatures with mana cost higher or less than 7 than the card they attacked with for the duration of the turn. Does that seem in any way conductive of fun play? Like, Zach, all this card does is sit and just prevent your opponent from going sideways. And then after it prevents your opponent from going sideways, you just counter them all day. All day. So, absolutely not. We're leaving this on the screen for anybody who thinks that this is a good idea. So now, let's see. Trying to catch up. I've never had chat popping this much, so I'm trying to actually just catch up. Hey! Hey! All right, look. How do I... Can you stop a singular person? Can you stop a singular person from donating? Thank you, but like, hey, stop. All right, we're gonna adjust that. Me and you have to have a talk about Gamma later. You'll be DMing me. Do so, Chimera Gaming. Do so, because I am enjoying Gamma, and I am doing I love my list right now. Card Games TV, I don't combo. Rising Phoenix Odyssey, I know on the K stream of that Case tournament, they talk about Gohan carrying the torch after the Cell games. Could he do it? And if Toriyama wanted him to do it, thoughts on you in that combo? See, we're getting dangerously close to spoiler territory, and I refuse to do spoilers. But in interviews, Toriyama has stated how fond he is for Gohan. But as an author, as a content creator, as anybody who literally lives and dies off of the popularity of what they create, you have to cater to your fans at some point. And more fans were not about letting Gohan step up. The editors were not about letting Gohan step up. And so popularity numbers came into play, and yeah, it is what it is. Oh, hey, Alistair. Sweet. I'm looking at two screens. I have the chat that comes up here, but I have the chat that comes up here too. As a Gohan enthusiast, I am too. Ultimate Victory, you're the hardest working DV super YouTuber. Thank you, sir. That means a lot. I'm trying to just work harder and harder until everybody knows that. But that makes me very, very happy. God Sealing is less relevant now, and that's fine. Correct, Mr. Optimus Prime. I was just saying that. We were at it for like 10 minutes in the comments. Players learning to unisons. Yep. If we get a new Gohan leader, that's our character. Bro, we are definitely getting a new Gohan leader, and you already know who's playing it. I've already decided I'm going to start putting up a little money to the side every now and then, and the first tournament that I can play with a new Gohan leader at, I will be in there like swimwear, and I will be topping it. Just understand that. Let's see. RPL always running into you. Answer the problem again. Archetype dependent, can't play good stuff willy-nilly. Yep, that's what I was saying. The Derpty Dumb. I was definitely feeling the same way. The TOP one. Oh, the TOP one? Nay. I like the TOP Gohan, but like... what are your opinions... Oh, that almost slipped. What are your opinions on Finn? As someone who's been on the deck since day one, I'm happy to seeing the deck get recognized. Finn is a weird deck. Finn needs your opponent to play a unison, so there are certain decks that would do really bad against Finn just because, or do really well against Finn just because they're not need to depend on unison. But in this format, between Drip Coup, between Cooler, between a lot of the best decks, Finn has a lot of room to eat, and I think that's going to help Finn be good. I think Finn can always be a boogeyman if the format is unison dependent enough. But I think Finn is kind of mid overall. But I think with a lot of testing and the right matchups, like any deck, you could see a really good run. Hatchiyak on your left hand. You tattooed Hatchiyak on your hand? Alright, bro. Sweet. Hey, look, everybody can spend ink how they want to spend ink. No love? Mr. Optimus Prime, no love? Explain that. Explain that to me. But also, hello, Mr. Optimus Prime 1. It's nice to see you. You can use God Sealing in your blue Hatchiyak deck. I guess you can, but you're also playing Hatchiyak, so, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Let's see. I don't know how to feel about Gamma yet. Haven't found the right list, but I see the potential. I will show you the right list in about 2 weeks at Philly RPO, so just wait on it. Derpy Dumb, I don't know why more people aren't playing Blue Vegito. Such a good leader, plus it's so hard. Vasquez loves Blue Vegito, so hey, it might actually be the moment. I'm surprised the new Cell Leader isn't dominating the meta. To me, it's the true boogeyman of the format. Ultimate Victory 88. The issue with new Cell is as strong as he is, it's incredibly linear, and there's ways to sequence around it being played to its maximum capability. There's nothing that happens in Ultimate Cell that's actually going to be a surprise to the player. So when it comes to the players not being surprised, like, that's a huge factor. If you can't hit your opponent blindsided depending on switching up plays, that's a factor, and this deck is super linear. Plus, it's still hand control, so siding into other hand destruction can potentially mess it up too. Or anti-hand destruction. So I think there are reasons why it's not dominating the format. Vegito Blue is next best leader for Blue. New best leader? Hey, show me. If it is, show me. Show me, and I'll be ready to believe. You talked about this before. Yeah, that's cool. Oh yeah, see, I read that out of order, but hey, Aaron A 2010. Where do you see Black's placement in the current meta? Black has to shift away from its aggro pieces to its mid-game pieces, and it can still be aggro depending on the roles you get. Like, just be honest, or just be real about it. Gogeta Zeno can still open up with its thwarting, a Super Saiyan God Trunks, mill top 5, play the thwarting, mill another top 5, play the Trunks. They can still go super hard. So let's not front about that. Black can still beat you down on turn 2 to turn 3. It's still got that strength. Now you don't have Fighting Its Fate anymore, but you still have Beyond All Limits SS4 Goku. So deck can still bang. But Black is still a strong contender. It didn't really lose anything that was good about it. It lost the ability to consistently blow your back out in that first 3 turns. It can still do it though. It just can't consistently do it. Yes, I know you love Blue Vegito Vasquez. I love it. Gamma, I feel, requires finesse like Android 21. You have to play the deck perfectly. I agree. I think that untapping 3 still gives you a lot of sponge room, but after turn 2 can be a sticky turn. Turn 2, if your deck isn't built right and you don't know how to navigate it, you can get blown to pieces on turn 2. Going into turn 4 and 5, you do have to start navigating correctly, because it's not enough to just have a topo floodgate. I want to change this because I'm tired of looking at Baby Hachiyak, I'm tired of looking at Hachiyak in general. So we're gonna change this to the boy that's just been kind of sitting here for quite a few minutes being talked about. That man is chunky. Let me just make this smaller, resize this, and then get back into the comments. Okay, so Gamma requires, so I too am a Vasquez enthusiast. I like that guy. Dude, I like him too. I love Vasquez. I love me some Vasquez. I love me some Vasquez. I love me some Korzak. I love me all these peoples. My homies. What are we looking at right here? We are in... Definitely more Gamma 1 and 2 support next set or in the future. Definitely. I do think that... Yeah. I don't know what else to say about that one. There definitely is more Gamma content in the future. And there's so much I wish I could talk about, but I'm either going to have to do a stream on my other channel for spoilers, but I won't do it here. I'll respect everybody. I need a Zenkai for Piccolo. Like, Mr. Optimus Prime, are you talking about a Zenkai in terms of, like, his power boost in the show? Or are you talking about, like, a Zenkai card when we get the effects next set? Because I have words on both. Significantly more on the one that's not spoiler, but yeah. Notice me, Senpai Vasquez. You guys are loving each other. Make that new Gohan leader be a blue leader. We got some good blue Gohan leaders. Super Saiyan 2 skill list has so much potential it just falls short a bit. Well, Ultimate Victory. Goodbye, Zach. Thank you again. Get some good rest. I'll talk to you soon. I will talk to you soon. Had to say that out of order because I saw him leave and I wanted to make sure he heard me. Hey. Nino, welcome. Welcome from out of the States. Let me actually just add that in. Sorry guys, sometimes I gotta type out for the homies. I gotta type out for the loved ones. So needing to make a black deck right now. I mean, yeah, that's fair. Almost skipped some. Nino, I know I'm doing well. How is everybody else doing? You guys can just put it all in the chat. Rico, oh, so you're Space Cadet Zero? That makes so much more sense now. And yes, I spelled it weird. I don't care. Shorty 400 deserves the unique spelling. The first ed alt art spelling of love. Card games, you live in Philly, so are you going to be in Philly? Herberto, are you going to be in Philly? Let me know. We're definitely getting a Gamma 1 and 2 SCR. I'm not sure. Alistair. I think if I had to peg it, I would say we're getting a Gamma. I would say like a Gamma 1 SR and a Gamma 2 SR that can be an SPR. That's as far as I'm gonna get into for the stuff that bridges on spoilers. But I think that's what we're looking for. I don't think a secret rare is gonna be out for that one. Let's see. Kusu, Angel of Universe 10, low-key a very underrated card that needs to be utilized more. Thoughts on it? I think that Kusu is a very, very, very strong card with an amazing looking SPR. I also think that Kusu is in a color combination that doesn't exist the best. Like Android 18 is kind of like a player preference. On top of Android 16 being a player preference kind of card, it's like, it's weird. It's weird for me to say, you know? It's kind of a player preference, but outside of being a player preference card or a color, it's weird. It's weird. It's weird. I'm trying to collect my thoughts on it. Blue-green is not a widespread color. Gamma plays blue-green, but it can't use Kusu. Android 16 plays blue-green, but it's not really meta, and Android 16 is all pretty much inside house, so kind of weird. Yeah, but Kusu just doesn't have a home yet. When Kusu starts going up when a blue-green starts going up in terms of players, that's when we're gonna see Kusu creep up in more decks. Because, like you said, it is a very powerful card. It is a very powerful card. Let's see. Checking on a couple things. Had to get back to my chat. Eventually, we will get into these top cuts. I swear. The stream is being way, way, way more, you know, popping than I thought it was gonna be. Let's see. 100% on the cell topic. It's good and consistent, but not overbearing. A way that people can play it and not do well. Unlike U7, it's linear but skillfully. Okay, I admit that. Kusu is nice. Yes. Much blammo, very gamma. Yes, it is much blammo, very gamma. That artwork is popping off. And no one cracked the list yet. Yes, RPO, I kind of agree, but Cell has so many archetype specific cards. I'm not sure if somebody can crack the list. You know what I'm saying? Hyped for the movie though? Yes, me too. Commander Red though. Commander Red is weird. They built Commander Red weird and they refused to give us a one-drop Commander Red vanilla card. They could put that in a TP and it would make the deck so much better, honestly. Mr. Optimus Prime, Zenkai card for the leader? Yes. Well, let me see if I can find the image. It's time to switch the image, fam. Zenkai series. Okay. So, you guys see this right here, right? When they gave the teaser for the Zenkai series, I'm going to point this out right here. Let me see if I can resize this, because we're getting into all sorts of little stuff. So you see that this is the Gohan, the Vegeta, the Goku, and from set 1, and then the Piccolo from the structure deck, right? So there's that. Now, if you want to dive a little deeper, what you now have is on the little video teaser for Zenkai Series Boost or whatever that they gave, you have this one, which was put right under it. And I definitely need to make this smaller. Sorry, guys. But look at this, okay? Now, when you look from side to side, the Gohan silhouette and the Piccolo silhouettes are the exact same. Because I had this in a video from before. But the Vegeta, I made it transparent in one of my other videos, or I did it like kind of like transparent, and the Vegeta actually is a little bit more swole. So I think this is clearly, especially with the aura, Vegeta going from SSB to SSBE, and the Goku, you don't even need to know much to see that the Goku is going from SSB to Ultra Instinct. But the Gohan and the Piccolo wouldn't necessarily change their silhouettes. Now, if you've seen the movie, you know that might be a little false, true, you know, whatever. But I am really pretty much 100% sure that we're going to get the Zenkai boost to put these leaders from forms to other forms. Vegeta will have a SSBE, you know, Goku will have an Ultra Instinct, Gohan will have whatever new form in the movie if he has one, or he's going to just go into Ultimate for his Zenkai boost. We'll also have Piccolo go into his God form, or his potential Unleashed form, Yellow Piccolo, Lemon Piccolo, however you want to say it. But I think that's pretty easy to see there. So I think Piccolo will get a Zenkai. Basically, that's the whole thing. Living the dream. Yes, alt art spelling. Love that for him. That's because I love him very dearly. What's up with these cool usernames? Everybody has cool usernames. You want to go to the regionals? You're going to try to make it. Heriberto, I hope you're there. If you're playing Hatchak, I will do my best to punch you in the face with cards multiple times. Not physically, because we don't condone physical violence out here. Unless you want to meet me in the parking lot after a match. But I still don't condone it. That wasn't even like, look, we're moving past it. So, we are going to go to the next one. What I'm saying is an SCR specifically made for the deck or works well inside the deck. You know what, Alistair? We can discuss. We can discuss in the DMs because I definitely think that's going to happen. It's definitely going to happen. Kusi works stupid well in Android 21. Yeah, I know she does. The ramp plus that, yeah. Rising Phoenix Odyssey says, what other new decks are you looking at that if you could, you would take to an event? Gamma is the only one I actually wanted. I was looking at Dripku, and that excited me, and then it quickly unexcited me once I saw Cooler. And now I am looking forward to just playing Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 until I inevitably get another Gohan leader. Me and Canadian Adam should cosplay Gamma 1 and 2. Canadian Adam, for those who don't know, Adam is one of our childhood friends, still one of our brothers till this very day. But when he says Canadian Adam, he's speaking about George from his Spirit TCG. Let's see, for me liking Machine Mutants, but if I had an unlimited budget, I would play GT and blast that Metro Boomin' Space Cadet. Metro Boomin' Space Cadet is a killer song. That's a good song. That's a very good song. Zenkai Vegeta. Yep. Android 21 Zenkai for Cell Absorbed, please Bantai. Maybe one day. And yeah, that definitely looks like UI. Definitely UI. But then Vegeta Zenkai, yeah, he right there too. Suffers from Yu-Gi-Oh! PTSD. Only one punch per turn? Bro, these hands are huge. They're definitely 7 costs. So we got multiple. We got at least 2. We got 2. But what about this Unison? What about this Unison elbow? We have a couple swings per turn. We got leader, we got Unison, we got 2 fists. So it is what it is. You want Piccolo to be goody? I think so. You said Dripku is love. Dripku is love and Dripku is life. And I am officially caught up on the comments. So with that being said, we have been a full hour. I want to jump into the top cut breakdowns and then see what you guys want to talk about before seeing where we are in time. I think 10:30 to 11 will probably wrap it up. I wanted to make this podcast length so that people could have stuff to, just kind of talk about, listen to in their work. It won't quite replace the podcast, but that's also why I'm reading out all of your comments, because I definitely wanted to make sure that if people are just listening to this, they can kind of get that same feel. I do have dual attack. I have dual attack, triple strike. I swing for game, Pac-Man. I swing for game. So we are going to look at these top lists, right? And looking at the Origins Wednesday Regional, in order, the top 8 was U7 Goku, Blue Yellow Goku Black Wish, King Piccolo, U7 Goku. Then we have SSG Goku, Sin Shenron, SS4 Vegeta, Green Cooler. Okay. So, sorry, I almost missed a quick question. I'm so sorry. With the latest black hits, do you think set 4 Demigod Leader could see some tournament level results? Ethan, it's a little unfortunate, but once you start getting that old, your effect had to have been snapped beyond snappage for you to be able to compete with set anything past 10 liters. And unfortunately, I don't think anything before that hasn't been banned already, like Mecha Frieza, original Mecha Frieza, could compete with anything this late in the game. Permanent attacks and skills cannot be negated by auto when the damage when damage is dealt. Take the L. Hey, Brandon, is that the effect of my hands? I don't know. That might be. Rico, side note, I'm really sad this new yellow Piccolo isn't doing anything. I don't think that's because the deck doesn't have legs. I think that's because the deck is not necessarily fun to play, and if it's not fun to play, then a lot of people won't play it. I think Piccolo has great search, great cantripping, excellent critical pressure, and wonderful removal. I just think that it's all rather tame. and that makes it so that people just don't feel like they're dropping bombs. They're not dragging nuts across people's faces. They're just like, man, okay. So it is what it is. But running back to the top 8 list, right? U7 Goku at number 1, Blue Yellow Goku Black Wish, King Piccolo, U7 Goku, SSG Goku, Sin Shinron, SS4 Vegeta, and Green Cooler. When it comes to these, it is no surprise that U7 Goku has the most representation in the top 8. You guys saw I did a whole series about a whole series going over the shifts in power, and you guys can kind of see U7 Goku was the deck to beat. It didn't lose anything. It was just already very, very strong, and the deck is very easy to play. But if you're a good player, you can play it even more effectively than how easy it is to play already. So that's no mistake. We talked earlier about Blue Yellow Goku Black Wish. It takes a strong pilot and superior knowledge of the format, and Jordan is on both of those. Jordan's on both of those. So that pretty much makes it amazing. One moment. So, yeah, we definitely had to send a Snapchat because that's what's going on. So, that is kind of like one of the things we have to kind of understand there. We don't have to worry about... I'm definitely taking a picture of things. We definitely have to not worry about certain things happening here. But yeah, U7 Goku is definitely a thing. Like, it just is. The deck is going to do its business, and it will not be stopped. So, yeah, I mean, just kind of understand that. Just know that. Now, looking at the next kind of place. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked there. When the lady snaps you, you snap back. Facts. So, King Piccolo is a very, very... Hey, Angie. What's good? King Piccolo is very, very weird. But very, very cool here. A lot of people thought that just because it lost Piano and Piccolo that it was dead. When it really lost the ability to keep its hand at obscene levels all throughout the game, it still plays the most free bodies, and that's going to be extreme momentum. So please do not forget that that's happening. Like, it's still a deck, really. Like it is. So, moving through there, King Piccolo, there's so much more we could dive into. I'm going to maybe find a good King Piccolo player to make a video with. I think that would be awesome. SSG Goku, shoutouts to Marcus, but that deck is just funny. Like, you're just blowing people's backs out if they don't have enough negates, and I like that a lot. Sin Shinron, that deck habitually just does not get nerfed, but does not get buffed. It gets buffed and nerfed depending on the format. I think it's personally in a nerf space right now, with everybody having access to things like Realm of the Gods. But, you know, it is what it is. The deck is still going to do what the deck is doing. The one that confuses me is SS4 Vegeta. I don't want to hate, but I don't know how this deck is still here at all. Like, I mean, well, granted, I said earlier, most decks don't know how to combo, and because most decks can't combo, this deck is going to prey on people. But once it runs up against decks, like, I always laughed at SS4 Vegeta playing Gohan. I'm actually kind of probably going to laugh at it playing Gamma, because they just won't be able to break through my combo defense steps to get a ramp, in which case now you have a weird vanilla leader. Green Cooler, I expected to see this one as more. Like, I expected to see this one as equal to or just under U7 Goku. But I personally feel like U7, or I feel like a Cooler is not understood by a lot of people. I really don't. I just don't. A lot of people I see playing this list, I don't think are playing it as effectively as they could. And I think that's going to contribute for a while to this leader not fulfilling its main potential. But then we're going to move over to the Origins Friday Regional to see that the top 8 in order is U7 Goku, then King Piccolo, then Sin Shinron, then GT Goku, then U7 Goku, then a Gamma, then Green Cooler, then Launch. So we're still kind of in there like swimwear. U7 Goku still most represented. That doesn't surprise anybody. King Piccolo still etching out. But we also have to understand that the same players came back to these tournaments. So if a person destroyed a tournament one day, you know, they probably were going to destroy people the next day too. Let's not lie. GT finally getting up in here. We had somebody actually play it. Then on top of that, we have King Piccolo as well as doing his thing again. I need to see if that was the same player. I really do. Green Cooler up there again. The launch was the kind of wild card, but Sin was up there again. I really do wonder if it were the same people over and over again. So... sheesh. Let's go into the next thing, which is basically me just answering more of you guys' comments because I slipped behind. Rico, what are you trying to drag against people's faces? You'll make it happen? All right, cool. Bet. I'm not saying it out loud so I can get clipped. KP lives. KP does live, unfortunately, Pac-Man. Unfortunately. Let's see. U7 Goku, baby. Hell yeah. RPO says it's also good, but the setup stage is fragile and interruptible. The Piccolo. Oh, very interruptible in the Piccolo, but when it can be a force, just shame it gets extra. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I feel that. Piccolo can be interruptible. Once again, I do want to say hey to NG if you're still listening. You the man. Then, let's see. Hatchiak only gets buff? No. Get that guy out of here. It was the same player. It was KP both times with Legends. Yeah, that makes sense. See? Playing against a few on my Cell run, even though I feel like Cell's the dividing line of the format right now, or the gatekeeper. Okay, so yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. But now we've been over here for over an hour. We talked about a little bit the lines of like people topping the Origins. Origins was a little bit of a smaller tournament, but I also do think that if you watch my shifts in power, nothing up here was surprising. I'm pretty sure I kind of laid all of this out here for you guys throughout those videos. That being said, I do want to know what thanks NG. NG and I will probably be recording some Digimon content tomorrow. If you guys play Digimon, you want to see some games up, we will probably be recording some stuff tomorrow. I'll be very, very excited for that. Yeah, I think actually at over an hour, I will turn it over to you guys putting in questions, like just a quick question round. We'll make it last like 10, 15 minutes or so, depending on how long. And then after that, those question rounds, I might just wrap it up. It's been a pretty nice stream. I've been talking to you guys this entire time. I'm very, very happy to see the stream actually set up. And I think this is going to give people some things to listen to. But yeah, so questions. I'm going to start off with Kaioken cards. So are we saying Set 2 Zamasu is the best deck, right? I don't know about that one, partner, but if you got it, show it. Like, if you can show me the dominance of Set 2 Zamasu, I will bow down. I will definitely bow down. You know, I won't front. You can de-digivolve, but can you digi-devolve? Stop. What is that? What is that? Beer, what is that? I don't know. Sounds good. Made it to work. I'm glad you made it to work, Vasquez. Less trolling. That's going to make me a little sad, but you know what it is. You already know what it is. Card Games TV, when are you posting your Hatchiak deck? I will post my Hatchiak deck the day that I move to the moon with my full setup that has Wi-Fi that can reach all the way back down to Earth. That's when I will live stream my black Hatchiak deck. Just mark it on your calendars when I make it to the moon. If you want 0 wins, I think, yeah, sure. Play Set 2 Zamasu with Android 17 turning the tide. Yup. I think that's it. If you want to be foolish, play that. Unless Kaioken cards is like on one. Like if you're on one and you're actually just on that big brain, like let me know. Let me know. I will fully concede if you were just on that big brain logic and can just bounce the crap out of me. Do I think U7 can make it to Nats in One Piece? You mean like without receiving any bans? Or is that what you mean? Like, let me know if that's what you in the same shape as now. Yeah, I think that U7 is a really weird deck to hit because U7 is inherently strong by design, but there's not a single card really in that deck that screams broken. Like even Ultra Mastery, as good as it is like you have to be at turn 4 to play it. Like by turn 4, you want your bombs to drop off. So I do feel like U7 Goku is probably going to stay where it's at until it just gets phased out of the game. Because there's nothing that happens where it gets played and I'm like, what the crap? Like that deck is incredibly linear. It also is spongy. It mills. You can have variance issues, you know, with certain cards that you side in or text. But I really do think that U7 Goku, while it's strong, it's not broken. Otherwise, you would see it as like closer to half of the top 8s, not just like 1 or 2. Is that the Envoy of Justice and True Love? Yes, it is. Vasquez up in this chat. You got a Gogeta Zamasu set 2 deck? Well, dude, why don't you just like post it? Why don't you post it? You already know what the sauce is. People flock to see your sauce. Oh, certain middleman's. Okay, so are you saying you have the sauce? King Cole deck with a certain Metal Man's field card. Alright. I mean, there's only so many Metal Men. Like, I feel like we know which Metal Men you're talking about. So, I mean, wait, Android Aider, he's a Metal Man. No, but I understand. Well, look, I think people would definitely be into that spice. Posting it tonight, posting your Zamasu deck tonight, let's go. Been loving Rildo. Have you faced it recently? The deck draws a book, though it kills a later turn compared to GT or U7. Moist Crab donated $9.99 through Super Chat. Thank you, Moist Crab. Moist Crab, though? Alright, Moist Crab. I am very interested to know who you are. Are links enabled? Why don't you try putting a link in here and we will see if links are enabled. If they're not, I can hop into Streamlabs real quick and see what's up. We're gonna set up a little teasery right here. Yeah, I don't, yeah, try putting in links. If links aren't enabled, I'll start working on getting links in there. Do you think KP needs to be banned? No, I don't. I think KP has officially been neutered to the point where you need to be like an elite player in order to do well with it. I think that at this point, yeah, you need to be destructively good at the game for Piccolo to put in work, and I think that is not going to be where most players are currently at. So, yeah, I just don't think that we're sitting here thinking that that KP is the boogeyman of the format right now. That's just not it. Let's see. I think Gohan's a little taller than that, right? Yeah, we're probably over here. Now let's see. And your thoughts on Mill, and is it fine to carry on as is in the game right now? I don't think Mill is ever healthy. So my personal thoughts about Mill is I think Mill should not be in Dragon Ball Super. That's my personal opinion. The reason why I think this is because in this game we pick up more cards from the top of our deck than almost any other TCG I've played. I have played Yu-Gi-Oh! I've played Magic, I played Vanguard, I played Force of Will, I played... Okay, it may not pick up more cards than Pokemon, because Pokemon you're just kind of cycling through your entire deck. But I feel like this game you pick up a whole lot of cards, and with that many cards being picked up, I don't think there's any reason whatsoever that we should be like milling out people. Like, milling is literally counterintuitive to the way our game is set up to work. You're literally just like, oh, okay, well, you just drew 5 cards per turn, I'm milling you 3 cards this turn. Like, it literally just, it takes off entire turns off the game clock, because this game, you're made to accelerate. All of our good cards accelerate. So that's kind of ridiculous in my opinion. I think that if our game was naturally slower by design, then it may be a better point, but I just don't really like the fact that we have mill in a game where we are meant to pick up 5 cards at a time per turn. So that's kind of me. I don't think mill is invalid. I just don't think it's valid in a game like this. And if you want mill to be a strategy that goes forward, we need a lot more cards that don't mill, or we need a lot more cards that are kind of like anti-mill. All right, we got our little setup. We got our setup on screen. All right, so let's see. Thank you for telling me I'm a nice stream, my guy. You don't think one card should be banned? I think cards should be banned when warranted, and there are some cards that did deserve bans. So we can talk about that in a minute. In terms of being a viable strategy, KP is super sequence heavy. Yes, it is. I haven't tried the deck yet, but I'll be playing, and when I get all the meta coolers, heck yeah. It's about winning, not health. I mean, I agree, and alternative win conditions are not bad, but I think that milling is like just the way our games work. You draw a card for turn, you swing with your leader, and you are generally drawing another card. That's 2 cards per turn. Our decks are naturally meant to search to be consistent. That's a 3rd card per turn. Sometimes cards actually draw 1 for coming into play to cantrip. That's 4 cards off of your top of your deck by turn. Milling is counterintuitive to how the game is designed, and I will die on that hill. What character that hasn't had a leader yet in the game would you most want to see in the future? That is rough, because a lot of the leaders in this game, a lot of the characters in this game have had leaders. It's just a matter of whether they're playable or not. That's rough. I'm actually trying to think really hard right now about what characters that haven't had leaders. Because like I said, most characters have had leaders. But there are characters that got better leaders. Like, we could have a Dragon Ball Krillin. Or a Frieza Saga Krillin. He's had a leader, but I would love to see a leader that does well. Popo will be kind of weird, because I'm not going to front. I'd be a little salty getting the taste smacked out of my mouth by a Popo leader. We've had a Roshi leader, right? Yeah, we had World Champion Roshi, but I wouldn't mind like a TOP Roshi. But a card that hasn't had a leader yet. You know, even with Dragon Ball Super Superhero, not really. Like, even knowing what I know about the movie, not really. Like, there's not... I think there's actually a surprising amount of fighters that have already had leaders in this game. So, that's a little rough. That's a little rough. Beer says, you've made Meta Cooler last week. It's fun, but it's bad. Yeah. Card Games TV says, it's the player's fault for drawing too much. Nah. Focus on winning with 1 card. Nah. We need more mill. Nah. You can play 60 card decks. Yeah, but at the loss of all your consistency. We could use more interactive mill decks. If the mill deck is interactive, yes. Yes. I definitely agree with that. Cooler mill, pretty interactive. It is. If you play battle cards, get Mize. Prepare yourself. Still working on Janimba. Got that. Popo, yeah. Uninterruptible mill is annoying. I agree. And we do need a new Krillin. Shotgun Farmer, Pac-Man, stop it. Stop it. Stop that right now. Draw greed is meant to be punished by milling. There's no such thing as draw greed. Like, Herberto, there is no such thing as draw greed. The game is built and it allows you to draw as much as it allows you to draw. And as players, we will always seek out to draw as much as the game will let us draw, because more cards are more options. More options means more lines of play. And intelligent and strong players will take more lines of play and run circles around people that cannot see those lines of play, because that's just what ingenuity is. So if the game wants us to draw 4 to 5 cards every single turn, it can't at the same time put mill in, because those are counterintuitive to each other. Draw greed. Ugh. Chi-Chi. A Chi-Chi leader would be cool, but only if she flips into Kaioken Chi-Chi. Ethan, it's not necessarily a rough question. It's just, I'm really scratching my head right now wondering how many people have currently not been in the game. Like, I don't know who hasn't really been in the game. What about a Kami leader? He doesn't do anything except get smacked around by Garly Jr. and get absorbed by Piccolo, but a Kami leader would be cool. Card games, I don't think I proved your point. I really don't think I proved your point. I still don't think there's a such thing as draw greed. That doesn't make any sense. Why would we not want to see more lines of play? You're trying to tell me that it takes more skill to turn your leader sideways and mill somebody 3 and play a card and mill somebody 3 than it does to build your deck in a way that searches and draws as many cards as possible and then use those cards in conjunction to outplay your opponent. One of those is turning a card sideways. The other one is building to see options to play. Yeah, if this deck did not let us draw as many cards as per turn, mill would be less effective. That's not us as players making mill more effective. That's the game's design making mill extremely effective when it happens. Hercule's puppy leader, stop it. We do need a new Hercule leader though. We need a Hercule leader. And we need Hercule for when B gets shot and Hercule tells the dude to pick up the rocket launcher before kicking him down the mountain. Agree, there needs to be more answers to mill. The height of our answer is simply playing Vegex, and we hated Vegex out of existence. Yeah, and they had that Bulma Shinron card, but it was only for Shinron leaders, so that sucks. Heriberto says he's waiting on his Black Popo leader, but the moment they make a Black Popo leader, we are officially getting some of the most racist jokes coming out of the woodworks, and I'm not ready for that. So, combo on the main, we can be like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, lol. Alright, Pac-Man dropping bars. Let's see, Dr. Briefs. What would Dr. Briefs awaken into? I don't know about that one, Chief. You're hoping for a new Gohan leader and Piccolo support next set? Eddie B, I would be shocked if next set we did not get either next set or set 19, because I'm still not sure where they're going to put a bulk of the movie stuff. But one of these sets, we're getting a new Gohan leader and we're getting a new Piccolo leader. There's no shot we're not. Like, they're the 2 main characters of the next movie. We're getting both of them. And I will be on that Gohan leader. But I would not be surprised if you could play, like, most of this stuff. Like, I was like, we got Piccolo cards that were essentially the same in both yellow and green. Good night, Beer. Thank you for showing up. It was great to have you here. We got Piccolo cards that were almost the same effect-wise. And I'm going to probably wrap them in about 7 minutes anyway. I think that, you know, effect-wise, it's kind of weird, though. Because we had some in green and some in yellow that did the same thing, but we had a yellow Piccolo leader. And I'm wondering if they made that so you can splash it, or if they made it because we're going to get a green Piccolo leader soon. We'll see. Raccoon, you do well. Your vote, you want a General Tao leader? You know, I won't front. If we got a General Tao leader who flipped into Cyborg Tao, I would be hype on that one. That would be cool. But only if the front had him putting out his tongue, like, I'll destroy you with only my tongue. Which actually is just hilarious. Maybe we put that as a, maybe we put that in, you know, an SPR, or like, I don't know. Put that on an extra card, I'll destroy you with only my tongue. That would be greater than Commemorate Photo, in my opinion. Other Gods of Destruction leaders. You know, I think it's weird because it'd be cool to have other God Destruction leaders, but the fact that we've only seen Beerus and Champa fight, and we've seen kind of Belmod, I think that would be very, very strange. Because, yes, we could get every God of Destruction as a leader, but at some point, we're just making up effects to put on cards. I think one of the coolest things about Dragon Ball Super the card game is that everything is so flavorful, you know? Like, you had our first Kale card who blew up cards, but she had to blow up something on your side of the board. But with her sister Caulifla on board, she was able to blow up cards without blowing up your own stuff because Caulifla helps her control her power. It's flavorful. You had the Whist leader, or actually the Great Priest leader, for instance. The Great Priest leader doesn't step into battles himself. He lets his underlings do it, which is why the Great Priest taps himself to draw and, you know, do things. He doesn't just swing himself. This game is very flavorful. So having a bunch of God Destruction leaders will be cool, but I don't think the flavor would be there because we don't know what most of them do yet. So just be random effects on random cards. Namekians live so long before popping an egg out. Do all Namekians need to pop eggs out? Can some Namekians just decide, I don't want a little me going around, or I don't want to vomit a 80-pound egg out of my chest? Like, because those eggs are huge, bro. You ever saw Piccolo like spitting up an egg? Let me just pull this image up. Like, actually, I'm not gonna pull that image up. Piccolo spitting up an egg. That thing is huge. I am not trying to do that out of my throat. Let's see. What would Draw Greed look like in other card games? I too want to know this, NG. I want to know. Ethan said you would not be opposed to a Bio Broly leader. Well, if they made it good, maybe. But I'm opposed to Bio Broly in general because that movie was dookie. Like, that movie was AIDS. Bio Broly gave me AIDS. Alright guys, we got 4 minutes left until I close up. Any more questions before I head out? And by the way guys, I think I'm going to open up in my Discord a space where you can put questions, just so if you think about them during the week, I can save them for the next live. Just kind of doing the SC, the Super Combo mailbag all over again. I'll name the channel Super Combo Memorial, or a Super Combo Bag, Mailbag, in Memoriam. That's what I'm going to name the channel on my Discord. Oh, man. Ayo, pause. Yes, exactly. Pause throat. It's reverse throat goating. That egg is huge. Egg is huge. Great Sandman leader. Look, I don't actually want a great Sandman leader. I want Gohan in his best fit. I want Gohan in the sunshades with the Super Saiyan 2 hair. That's what I want. If I can get that on the leader, like the front, make it Do-Rag Gohan with the sunshades, and the back, make him Super Saiyan 2 Gohan with the sunshades. That's what I want. Let's see. When it comes to top 5 Dragon Ball movies, number 1 are tied for me because Dragon Ball Super Broly and Dragon Ball Super Superhero were both amazing for me for different reasons. And I can't explain them right now. But after I watch Dragon Ball Superhero like another 5 times, so I've already watched it like 3 times, I'll be able to decide which one I feel like is at the top. But I like Dragon Ball Super Broly and Dragon Ball Super Superhero, both kind of at the top there. After that, for third, because I guess those are just going to take up first and second in no order. For third, I would put... I hate a lot of the movies, to be honest. I would put Revival of Frieza. A lot of people don't like that movie, but I liked Vegeta stepping in. First off, I like Goku going off, but then Vegeta stepping in and being like, just so you know, I'm not going to be as soft as Kakarot. And then giving Frieza the absolute 2-0 booty cheek clap down. Like, he just destroyed Frieza. So I like that one a lot as number 3. Number 4, I think Garlic Jr. Unironically, Garlic Jr. Because it was just hilarious. Like, the movie starts off with people running up and jumping Piccolo in the middle of his morning meditation. And then he just gets up and he's like, oh, heck no. And then the same people, like, they set up the L. They jumped Piccolo. And then they came in and they kidnapped Gohan. And then they slapped his wife. And then they just dipped with Gohan. So it's so stupid. Like, Garlic Jr. came into the planet and he read up on the Dragon Balls. But the dude also couldn't read up that he just jumped a second runner-up world champion martial artist. But then he also jumped, like, the champion, son, and wife. Like, I don't know. Garlic Jr. was bugging because he didn't use Google to its fullest extent. But Piccolo immediately teams up with Goku. They run over. And then he what's the word for it? He comes over and just, like, kills the first dude. Like, he literally killed the first dude. But at the same time, there's some questionable moments, like Kid Gohan peed on Krillin's head. I don't know why they had to add that in there, but it was in there. Another funny part is that if you guys watch the fight between Garlic Jr. and Goku and Piccolo, there's this scene, and I wish I could pull it up right now, but I'm not trying to, like, get copyright or anything. There's this scene where, like, Goku, like, uppercuts Garlic Jr. and he, like, kicks him up, and then Piccolo does this, like, triple, quadruple axle flip and just stomps Garlic right in his nuts. And as an adult, I watched that and I was like, hey, yo, what? What? Like, And that was just wild to me. Like, that was the most extra move of all time. And then Dragon Ball Dokkan Battle used that as a super attack. Like Goku kicks up and then Piccolo just flips and just nut stomps the enemy. So that's hilarious. I will say that in my last slot, Fusion Reborn, unfortunately, Mr. Dumpty Dum, it doesn't hit it for me. The entirety of the story was made because a dude accidentally, like, knocked over some, like, septic tanks and then it just made Janemba. I thought that was already, like, an L from the get-go. But Gogeta came out and had no lyrics. Like, no like, words. Like, the man had 3 lines of dialogue and one of them was, like, a grunt. And he became, like, one of those popular characters of all time. That's so wild to me. Broly's Second Coming, to me, was not cracked. The only reason why is because Broly somehow flew from... Like, they needed a spaceship to get from Earth to the brand new planet Vegeta. And then Broly somehow flew his ass half dead and landed in a volcano. And then it bubbled up and he just, like, came out. And then we saw then, before... Broly was taken out by a half-dead Goku, absorbing the powers of a half-dead Trunks, Vegeta, Piccolo, and Gohan. One shot at him in his tummy, and he blew up and just flew over. But then, he's facing a Gohan, who for some reason never went Super Saiyan 2. Like, this is full Gohan bias aside. If Gohan had fought Broly, got his ass whooped, and then hit Super Saiyan 2 and had a rematch, and we found out that Broly was Super Saiyan 2 level, but Gohan barely squeaked out the win, that would have been one of the hottest movies in the continuity. Because we were all wanting to see Gohan go Super Saiyan 2 again. That's his, like, namesake form. So, why? Why did we not see Gohan go Super Saiyan 2 after Broly literally exploded his girlfriend, his brother, and Trunks? Like, I just don't get it. I really don't get it. Wrath of the Dragon was interesting. Hirudegarn was a giant cicada cockroach. Actually, no, Cell's a cicada. Hirudegarn was a cockroach. So Hirudegarn was a giant-ass cockroach, and that was weird. It made no sense that Hirudegarn, like, one-shotted Ultimate Gohan but got destroyed by a Dragon First from Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Like, the actual power scaling that Dragon Ball Z gave us made no sense. So, it's kind of strange. And then they made a bigger plot hole. They tried to explain how Trunks got his sword with Tapion, but that Trunks is not the Trunks that grows up into future Trunks. You have, like, future Trunks, and then he goes back in time and prevents the androids from killing everybody, so you have, like, a branch timeline where this Trunks grows up, and he gets his sword by Tapion, but he never goes back in time. Wild. Then you have what? No love for World's Strongest. World's Strongest was hilarious, except for the fact that this idiot thought that Roshi was still the strongest martial artist after Goku had clearly come in second place 2 different times at the World Champion and then won in the 3rd. That made no sense. Plot holes really get me, like, soft in a sense of wanting the story to be good. Alistair, I will look at your DM soon because I'm about to close up this stream after I'm done with these combos. Baby Unison is a good Jin replacement in U7. A little off topic. Baby Unison is the only possible 3-drop Unison I think that could replace Jiren. And I still think that in some cases Jiren is better, but I think that Baby Unison is the only one that can really reach that height. Let's see. I wish Dad was here. That was a BS wish, bro. You have it built, but no one around here plays, so I'm upset they got tired of me winning. Lol. Wild. I'll play you on webcam if you got time, dude. My favorite DBZ movie special is probably the episode of Bardock with the one with Chilled, or the one with Chilled. So you're a Bardock fan. The only issue with Bardock for me is that Bardock really be changing up every movie. Like, we saw him in History of Bardock and he was a jackass. Then we see him in like the Chilled movie and he's like still a jackass, but it's like not quite. Then we see him in Broly and he's like a loving father. Now in Super, he's like supposed to be like a super nice dude. It's kind of wild. History of Trunks, I love History of Trunks. I just have issues with it breaking my immersion on Trunks being a badass. Because after you watch the History of Trunks, you realize that Trunks got Gohan's arm lost. Trunks got Gohan killed. And then, like... But Gohan might have gotten himself killed. But maybe he would have done better if he still had one arm. Because they were fighting him and they were like, wow, this dude's putting up a huge fight. And the moment Gohan was like, oh crap, I only have one arm. They were like, oh crap, he only has one arm. They just worked the crap out of him. And then Trunks like literally trains by himself, and his trainer was Sketch at General because Gohan hadn't had anybody train him since he was like 8. And then what? Trunks goes back in time and immediately just squares up with Frieza. He had no idea that he would be strong enough to beat Frieza. And Frieza kept up with Goku, and Goku was a lifelong martial artist. So in all honesty, if Frieza didn't have Super Saiyan PTSD, I think Trunks would have just died on the spot. Yeah. Let's see, what about Tree of Might? Tree of Might's pretty ballin'. Turles was kind of weird. I didn't like the fact that essentially, like, Turles was beating everybody's ass, and then he wasn't. Like, Turles was putting boots in everybody's booty holes, and then Goku was like, wait, I have the Kaioken, and then it was just lights out for Turles, and I was like, alright. So that was kind of weird. Ethan, thank you for those kind words. I know not much can... nothing can really top the Super Combo podcast. It was my favorite podcast too, even though I was one of the people doing it. But in the future, we're going to have, as early as next week, we're going to start having guest spots. So we're going to have people on here as well talking about Dragon Ball Super, the card game, other card games that we have in the wheelhouse here at UniverseX. So I'm hoping that we can get you some stuff that you're going to really, really, really like. But thank you for saying it was a great stream. Get a new webcam and you're down for sure. You'll love to try. Are you going to Gohan me? Nah, I don't really have Gohan cards anymore, so... I have the Gohan leader and I have my SPR, but I'm off of a red Gohan for now. Let's see. You've got Turles' Proto Goku Black, pretty much. Just like DBS Super Trunks. DBS Super Trunks is kind of weird. I like him more in the manga more than I do in the anime, because in the manga he actually is just like a beast. And he also learned a lot. They showed what he had to do in the alternate timeline. Like, Boo still got released, things like that. I think he's a better character in the manga than he was in the anime for sure. Bardock Father Goku was cracked. I agree. It was just that he was just... Truth. Also, I just read the rest of that comment. Thank you. I am so happy, Ethan, that I can be your favorite channel for DBS. So, it's almost been 2 hours. This is good link for anybody that wants to listen to stuff the next day. I want to thank everybody that came out today. I was super excited to just be able to stream, and hopefully we can keep it up next week. When it comes to the card game, there's always going to be news, but when it comes to Dragon Ball in general, I can talk about that crap all day. So, thank you guys for showing up. I will see you guys next week, Monday, 9 p.m. unless something catastrophic happens. And you guys all have a great night. And yes, Bardock OG is a monster. Facts. Favorite leader till Goku right now, trying to get everything in GT. Yeah. Hey. No, Bio Broly is weird. Broly went from facing 4 Super Saiyan level targets, including Piccolo at that point, to then being beat by out of shape Gohan, who for some reason never went Super Saiyan 2 after his girlfriend and brother got thrashed, to being beat by 2 6-year-olds, Krillin and Android 18. We're done. Bio Broly was so weird. So yeah, it is what it is. Yes, read that manga, dude. And yeah, if you guys want to continue any of the fun, just know that you can find me at any time in the Discord. I'm gonna put the Discord in the just comments. It's also in the description as well. But just in case you guys want to chat with me, I'm always gonna check this stuff out. Discord, right there. You just go in, you click on the emoji that matches what you guys want to do. There's a Dragon Ball for Dragon Ball Super. There is a Digivice for Digimon, Jolly Roger for One Piece, and then a phone if you play gacha games like Dokkan, Legends, Pokemon, anything like that. So thank you guys for showing up. I will see you guys the next time you decide to join Universe X, and thank you guys for the successful stream. Later.